I like to say that what the manosphere mean to me and what I'm seeing, one thing we all got in common is that we logical. This is bringing straight logic to the black man, and masculinity is coming back. Masculinity is they trying to cancel masculinity.
Absolutely.
So when we get together, it's gonna be a bunch of women saying this is a bunch of dusty, this is a dusty convention, this is this and this, trying to discredit our masculinity. But not all of us have fathers, not all of us had good uncles. I got older brothers that say, you know, this channel right here changed my life. I just keep it raw, uncut, I keep it logical, keep it comical too, you know. But I just want to say thank y'all to everybody that came out and everybody who support me from the bottom of my heart. Thank y'all, because I done lost jobs, bitches. You know what I'm saying? Family members looking at me crazy, but I'm invested in this and I'm y'all's sacrificial lamb, so if y'all can't speak, I'm gonna speak for y'all.
Had no idea that this would happen 6 years ago. I was just trying to, I started out with the podcast in a bathroom stall. 15 minutes with a laptop, and I used the bathroom because it approximated a booth. So I'm literally sitting on the toilet, talking shit. You know? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I guess the manosphere has really just gave me awareness. It's given me a different sense of, you know, how things ebb and flow between not just men and women, but men and men. You know, we should actually greet each other a lot better than we do. You know, when we see each other, we should be warm to one another. You know what I'm saying? Don't have this, you know, awkward silence. We brothers, we here for the same purpose.
What the manosphere means to me is uplifting, motivating each other, building with one another, man. And you know, society has us down like we don't get along with each other, but let's break that narrative and get together, man, and prove them wrong. So that's what it means to me.
What the manosphere means to me is brotherhood. You know, it's hard to get brotherhood.
A chance to listen to hear brothers who had the same outlook on life, right? Whether they be single or married, they thought about bettering themselves, but then at the same time, they were looking at what's happening in the community at large, and thinking we can do a little bit better.
Yeah, that was my awakening going through the divorce. So I just was really looking for answers, and you know, everybody around you, like the red pill knowledge and all of that, that's not common at all. It's not really spoken about.
What the manosphere has meant to me is just, you know, I'm a deacon in the church, and there's been things that I've seen, you know, out in the world just as a black man, and things that didn't quite make a lot of sense. There was something else I was needing, something else I was missing.
You know, 300-400 guys. Matt, there are lobbyists, and I've been doing the research, there are lobbyists that we can get for $5,000 a month, and we can target a state. Let's say we want to, you know, change a divorce. We want to change some type of, we want to change a custody law. So, you know, something that a lot of brothers said they're going through. We hire our lobbying firm. You know, we find a friendly congressperson that, you know, that's willing to work with us. Can you imagine the type of news, the type of press there would be if we could actually change a law? And you can do that by contributing maybe $10 a month to the cause. You know, my grandmother used to say, if a lot of people give a little, nobody has to give a lot. You know, and, you know, this law that in Michigan, you know, we got no-fault divorce turned around in Michigan. Do you realize the kind of press we would get, the kind of power we would have? And we don't have to ask permission to anybody for this. We just have to do it. That's it. And one of the biggest problems with black people, we wait for permission. You know, we're raised by our mothers, and women dominate everything we do and our thinking. Men aren't in the position they're supposed to be in. So we sit around waiting for permission. We sit around waiting for somebody else to do something that we can join on to. We don't have to do that.
DoD consultant out of DMV, Virginia, originally from Richmond, born in Germany. Former Army vet. In 2 weeks, have my MBA, hopefully. So, so what the Manosphere means to me is, long story short, connecting two dots, because when I was younger, I was kind of being the, as they say, educated lame, kind of weirdo in the back, and oh, you're a good boy, da 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 da. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm just doing what I'm told. And then, long story short, 25, 26, started going down the rabbit hole listening. I was to early Kevin Samuels, BGS, Ignore.
What the Manosphere, I do not have a YouTube moniker. What the Manosphere means to me is, for one, it shows the lie that I think society has told everybody, that black men don't build, we don't care about our families, all of us are dusty, shout out to O'Shea, things like that. And that's just not true. And I think that this gathering here cements that.
Is it just something I'm doing? Is this how the world is? And then you start to realize, start digging down a rabbit hole. There's a lot of stories like that. So I'm like, all right, it's not just me. So what's going on here? So the red pill was nothing red pill, just the Manosphere was an awakening. You kind of realize, okay, this is how dynamics are. This is how the world is. And I went through my red pill rage phase, but then after a while you come on the other side, it's like, all right, this is what it is. So he's like, all right, is it? But you have to kind of go through it. And it kind of sucks how most of us got here because something bad had to happen. I hate for it to be like that, but something bad had to happen. So just going through that, just being able to work through that and understand just how the world works and dynamics of how not only just like between men and women, but just people in general.
Also, I'm Air Force. I'm also a class of 17 graduate from the Citadel Military College of South Carolina. And as far as the Manosphere, if I can describe the Manosphere, I would say it's a second teacher to me. The first teacher I would say is my dad, because one example I can give you all, I remember I was sitting in the car with him and he told me as a teenager, maybe I was going in my early 20s, he said, if your mother had a child before you, you would not have been born. And I gotta say this, my mother and my father, I am blessed to have them. I don't know who I would be if I didn't have them.
I applaud that.
I'm here in Atlanta.
That's right, yeah.
The Manosphere is kind of the fraternity that I never had, because I was not the cool guy in growing up. I was definitely a square, lame, what have you. Let's see, I was married for 10 years. My wife died, so I got 2 kids. But what the Manosphere has done for me, besides, awaken the phoenix within, because it's hard to not be a monster in Atlanta, right? Now I just do it a little bit better. No, I'm kidding. But definitely, as far as seeing how delusional women are, man, and I got a daughter, I'm like, because I went from the Biggie Smalls, where it's like, raise my daughter with a college plan so she don't need no man, where it's like, this chick has got to get married, I got to get her, out the nest and get married up at 24, right? While she still got cash and chips in. And I got a little son, 14 years old. So the camaraderie for me, like you guys said, the fraternity is amazing. Helping my self-esteem was probably kind of in a dump, because I got married young. I got married at 23. So I know nothing about game, women, all that jazz, etc. So I appreciate you guys for what you do. I appreciate where the black community is about to go because of our leadership. Because, man, I tell you what, we've been weak for freaking years. But, now that you can stand up and lead as a man, and you have the confidence to do it and understand the BS that we've been brought up on, that's going to change our community. So, appreciate you guys for all that you do out there. I'm looking forward to learn. I'm looking forward to contribute whatever I can do. So, peace, guys.
Give you some sort of idea. If you're bad in bed and you have no car, will you get girls? If you're bad in bed but you have an R8, will you get girls? Okay. But does it change your performance? Okay. That's right. So that's how you have to think about assert. You
You still have to be able to know how to do it, but you also need to have the cert to be attractive and be competitive in the market. So that's the first thing you have to think. So there's a lot of HR people, there's a lot of managers who only understand they have the cert. They have budgets and they have money. That's your goal, is to get the money, is to get the experience and actually go in there. These people will actually look for you faster if you have the cert. Now, when you have the cert, you actually, it's like you have an RA, that's good, you get the girl, but you still have to prove yourself in the bed, right? So it's the same way if you have the cert. You have to be able to solve problems. You have to be able to work. The cert just gets you in the door, just like the RA gets you the date. Now you actually have to prove yourself. So this is what he is saying here is exactly correct. This is what I'm also saying in my course. You need to go out and get projects. And there are all kinds of projects that we have on YouTube. I'm making projects myself in my course. And on Udemy, you have zillions of projects. So you still have to do them, but if you don't get the cert, they won't be looking for you first. The guys who get the certs almost always get looked at first, unless you have word of mouth. That's it. So you can, again, we're talking about red pill, you might be able to throw it down really good in the bed, man. You might be like the best guy ever with women. If women don't know who you are, who cares?
The word ain't get out about you.
Right. So you have to have the cert. This is why I say you have to have it. When I got my cert, I went from, I started IT in October 1999. That was $1,000 a month. I got the CISSP within 2 years, and in February 2002, I was $10,000 a month.
Back then.
That was back then, but what I did is I had a cert strategy plus an experience strategy. So I did both. Yeah, so I mean,